In this video, we're covering solo leveling chapters 115 through 117, following the shorts on 112, 113, and 114. Jin-Woo's power is no longer a secret, and the world is finally starting to notice. But a sudden gate event throws everything into chaos. Let's get into it. At the Federal Bureau of Hunters, a hunter named Ms. Selner is being debriefed by a man named Mr. Brennan. Based on her observations, he immediately asks if Jin-Woo is one of the king's extremely powerful awakened hunters whose strength appears as streaks of blinding light. She explains that every awakened hunter draws power from a connection to another dimension known as the other side. But Jin-Woo is different. When she looked at him, she didn't see light. She saw pure darkness, and when their eyes met, that darkness seemed to stare back into her. She clarifies she's not calling him evil. She's describing the source of his power. Unlike other hunters, Jin-Woo doesn't borrow strength from anywhere. He uses his own inherent power, meaning the limitations that cap other hunters don't apply to him, which means there's no known limit to how strong he can become. Brennan thanks her and heads to a restricted area, basement level 24, with another hunter. They discuss alternative ways to study Jin-Woo since Ms. Selner's abilities alone aren't enough. They bring up the Kamish raid, the most catastrophic dungeon break in history, one that devastated the entire West Coast. America recruited the world's strongest hunters with massive rewards, and only 5 survived, each granted authority equal to that of a nation, the national-level hunters. The monster responsible, Kamish the Dragon of Disaster, single-handedly wiped out hundreds of top-ranking hunters. Brennan hints there's a darker side to that tragedy that the public never learned. They arrive at a chamber holding a runestone recovered from Kamish's corpse, extremely rare and valuable, since no stone of this magnitude has surfaced since. There's a warning that Kamish itself may not be entirely gone. Back home, Jin-Woo examines his body in the mirror, noticing his stat buffs have completely healed old scars. His sister teases him about his attractiveness and his slipping grades, leading to a light-hearted sibling argument. Jin-Woo then reveals he's planning to form his own hunter guild. He jokingly suggests the name Solo Play Guild, but his sister points out the irony. He commands an entire shadow army, so he's not really playing solo. Agreeing, he asks for suggestions, and she offers a Jin Guild, a name inspired by her own name spelled backward, meaning to move forward. Jin-Woo finds it solid. The chapter shifts to Cha Hae-in alone in her room, replaying the sparring session in her head. She realizes she basically told Jin-Woo she likes him without meaning to, and completely loses it. Flustered and embarrassed, she buries her face in her pillow. Then, as she drifts off to sleep, a mysterious warning reaches her. In what appears to be a dream or vision, an unknown figure speaks directly to her, urging her to be careful and to stay resolute. Who this figure is and what exactly they're warning her about remains unclear, but it feels connected to everything unfolding around Jin-Woo. A massive crisis is unfolding in Busan. The Knights Guild discovers a colossal new gate that has spawned right in their backyard. While not officially classified as S-rank yet, the mana levels are dangerously close. The problem is critical. The Knights Guild is one of the nation's big 5, but they don't have a single S-rank hunter to lead the operation. The Hunters Association denies them a raid permit due to this shortage. Guild Master Park Jong-soo realizes that passing on this gate means letting rival guilds claim their territory, but they lack the manpower. A-rank healer Young Yirim proposes an ingenious solution. Recruit a single overpowered individual who can change the entire playing field. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. Park Jong-soo decides to approach Jin-Woo directly. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo is busy establishing his brand new guild, the Ajin Guild. Just as he's searching for a trustworthy founding member, Park Jong-soo arrives with a desperate proposition. Park offers Jin-Woo a 20% profit cut just to stand with the Knights Guild so they can secure the permit. But Jin-Woo isn't negotiating as an individual, he's now a guild master. He counters with a bombshell demand. Make that 50-50. Treat me like a guild, not an individual hunter. Park is caught off guard by Jin-Woo's confidence, but agrees, on one condition. Jin-Woo must completely handle the dungeon boss himself. After locking in the deal, Jin-Woo receives a heartwarming call from his mother, reminding him what he's fighting to protect. They plan a long-overdue family dinner. The next day arrives at Gwangali Beach in Busan. The Knights Guild panics as the raid countdown begins, but Jin-Woo doesn't arrive by conventional means. He uses his overpowered shadow exchange ability to teleport instantly to the battlefield. But the real horror is happening elsewhere. In a neglected high school art storage room, students are forced to move plaster busts when they discover a hidden, ominous gate. They believe it's locked and safe, but they're catastrophically wrong. The gate cracks open immediately. A monstrous hand reaches out, grabbing a student named Jun-suk and brutally attacking him as his friends watch in terror. A dungeon break has begun inside the school, and the countdown to disaster has officially started. The chapter starts with two orcs. They've been hiding for a full week inside a huge, castle-like building, secretly scouting it out. They're not smart, but their hunting instincts are sharp, and they've realized the building is full of humans. The lead orc decides it's time to attack. He sends the other orc to call for backup so they can wipe out everyone inside and take over the place. Meanwhile, a different story is happening at the same time. The Knights Guild is preparing for a massive raid into a very dangerous gate. Their team includes 13 A-rank hunters and 20 B-rank hunters, a serious lineup. Everyone is excited to have Sung Jin-Woo with them, and hunters keep asking him about his incredible performance during the Jeju Island raid and how his shadow soldiers actually work. The team's main healer, Young Yirim, introduces herself to Jin-Woo. But then Guildmaster Park Jong-soo steps in and makes the plan clear. He will lead the raid himself, and Jin-Woo's only job is to protect the backline. A few hunters aren't thrilled about being protected, but the team stays confident, and the raid begins. Suddenly, the scene shifts to a school. A dungeon break has happened there. A terrified student is hiding in a bathroom, crying on the phone with the Hunters Association emergency line. They explain that people are screaming and dying all around the school. When the student describes the monsters, green skin, humanoid, terrifying faces, the operator realizes immediately, these are orcs. Orcs hunt by smell, so the operator screams at the student to run. But it's too late. An orc breaks through the door and the call cuts off. Outside, the school is in full chaos. Students are trying to escape, but the orcs have already blocked the main exits. Some students got out, but not everyone. The orcs decide to move floor by floor, hunting down anyone left behind. As they push forward through the destruction, the orcs realize there's someone in the school who has mana energy. Their new target has just been chosen. Can Jin-Woo clear the Busan raid in time and save the trapped students and his sister? Hit that like button and subscribe for the next insane chapter. Don't miss what happens next.